Uh, and then I was like the biggest fan for a long, long time. And then we met sometime, I think earlier this year for a quick chat. And then after that, we decided to go like, hey, this like last week or so, I said, hey, let's run a workshop. I think you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of like experience from doing the work you do in sumo.com, the SEO content. And how cool would that be if we are able to take that and share it with Malaysian businesses who can benefit from it. All right, so anyway, I won't bore you with details. This session will take 30 minutes. There's going to be a Q&A at the end so that you can, and it's going to be quick so you can get away with this and go back to your work in your business. All right, so without further ado, Dean is ready. He's always ready. He's a quiet, cool guy who's always ready. So Dean, please take away, and I'll be here just to make sure everything goes smoothly. So yeah. Oh, you're muted, Dean.
Yeah. Can everyone hear me now? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All good.
So let me share my screen for a moment.
All right, so for as Dean is preparing, right, just in case you didn't know what you're in here for, we are talking specifically about SEO today, and Dean will share with us some strategies and also his steps to ranking sites online, whether that be going globally or doing it locally in Malaysia. So anyway, we'll stop for some Q&A later on. So you have some questions, you can always type them down in the chat section. We'll stop and I'll make sure to get them answered by Dean. All right, so Dean, over
Yep.
to you again.
Oh yeah, thanks Ruben for having me here today for this workshop. So for a quick technical check, like if everyone can hear me clearly and also can see the screen clearly, we can comment SEO in the comments so I will know. Yeah, now I can see SEO. Yeah, cool. Yeah, good to have everyone here. I will start with the one questions like, what if you could build a free customer acquisition channel for your business or for your own brand, especially with a proven system that generates six figures MRR for SaaS and also e-commerce marketplace. So in this workshop, that's something that we'll cover today. And then what if instead of interrupting people for attention, which is what we do when we buy ads to get people to buy your product when they browse something else, you can earn their attention by sharing your stories, your experience, and your insight. And instead of being afraid of getting replaced by generic AI generated content, now you get to create content people want to read with the help of AI. And instead of the endless content hamster wheel, get stuck in it, creating content endlessly, now you can scale your reach and also your business revenue with evergreen pieces. And that is the sneak peek of what a proven SEO content strategies and also system can do for you. And here's my story. Just want to share a little bit of my story before I begin. This is me before, and this is me now. Okay, so this is not about weight loss. Maybe a story for another time. Jokes aside, let me quickly share my journey in digital marketing and entrepreneurship. So about a decade ago, I decided to become a graphic and web design freelancer after working with a few brands and get decent review from them. So this is like a portfolio of mine. It's pretty hard to find it. So I bought a personal domain name, set up a simple website, but I struggled to get any clients online. So that's just a very simple website, one page and a few page website that tell what I do. And then so I explore others different ways to make money online and started writing. And after a few months of work, I got no traffic, no result, and also basically no hope. Instead of getting building the business I want to build, I feel like hours of effort wasted and I'm feeling exhausted. But the thing is, I keep on and I stop writing a little bit and then start studying what other people do. So I spend the time to study brand that succeed and also brand that fail with content. So with the goal to create content people want to read and share and also content that get traffic and customers for any business. That's also one thing that I heard from some of the brand that I worked with in the past for graphic design and web design, where people don't just want a beautiful design, they also want traffic to their site, and also those traffic can convert to customers. Then I discover the magic formula. So, which is something I got none of them when I was scrambling around trying to find something to work online, which is having great content and optimize it for SEO and have a strong distribution and promotion strategy. And I implemented this on my own blog. I write about productivity and self-improvement and start getting noticed. That's how I become 2 times Quora top writers and get featured on multiple major publications like Business Insiders and also Life Hacker. But the biggest outcome I get from that is that led me to work with the world-class marketer, Noah Kagan. If you know who he is, he's also the founder of Sumo and AppSumo. He also found a few businesses in the past. And anyway, that's a awkward photo there. I love you so much. We don't have any love affair there. I just visit him in Austin, Texas, and apparently there's a wall that people take pictures. So I just go there and take picture with him. Yeah, so there, working with Noah and also the team at Sumo and AppSumo, I continue to hone my skill and learn how to create impactful content marketing strategies and also create like impactful content. And in 2 years, I become the head of content and manage growth writers to run the Sumo blog that generates the 6-figure MR. And then after that, I moved from sumo.com to AppSumo and built a blog from scratch to 120 monthly organic view in 12 months. So that's something I've done for Sumo AppSumo. After that, I moved into growth product management, working on more technical side of the SEO strategy that require more product involvement. So as a marketer and entrepreneur, we see problems with our audience and then we'll solve it. So the same is like we see problem within our business, we want to solve it. So we will quickly jump into solution. We want to get more traffic, we want to create more content. And it's very easy for us to want to do more immediately. We just add more to the solution that to something that we know and hoping to solve our problem. But most of the time, doing more is not the way to go. Instead, you need a smart strategy and a proven system. And that's exactly what I'm going to cover in today's webinar. And there'll be 3 main core ideas here to help you build the free customer acquisition channel, open the floodgate of organic traffic, and also convert them into paying customer and fans. So, ready? There'll be 3 ideas here. The first one, promote ideas, not content. And then the second one, use AI as your ally. And then the third one, the 3 Bs to scale your content. So before I begin, who here's create content? Maybe you can comment content below, any type of content. It could be social media, it could be podcast, it could be blog posts. If let's say you have a blog, maybe you can comment blog to let me know you do content and then you do blog. Nice. My morning coffee. Cool. Social media content, blog. Nice. So when we talk about SEO, a lot of what I'm saying is related to blog, to written content, to get ranked on Google and other search engine. But a lot of it are going back to like how to create a great content to begin with. So you can apply some of these ideas into creating social media content or any form of content. So the first thing, most people focus on creating content, but here's the truth. Content without a strong idea is just a noise. So the first thing first, why doesn't more content lead to more result? Simply because we have too many content. We have YouTube, people upload 500 hours of video to YouTube every minute. So that adds up to 1,200 days worth of video every hours and roughly 82 years of content each day. So every day, there are 82 years of content being added to YouTube alone. And then we have short form videos like Instagram and TikTok. There are 16,000 videos posted on TikTok alone every minute, so not including Instagram. And then we have Google that index hundreds of billions of pages. So it's very common to get like a million different search result with just one single keyword. So that means content is everywhere, but ideas are rare. So what exactly is an idea? You can think of idea as a messaging, a unique messaging for your business. So here you have your audience and your customers, and then you have your ideas or your messaging. And finally, you have the solution to their problem, aka your business and your services. So the idea or ideas are something you have to plant into your audience mind to connect them with the solution that you provide. That's something that's what you want to deliver with your content. So an idea is a belief, a perspective, or an insight that resonates deeply with your audience. It's something they care about, they believe in, and they want to achieve. So I'll give you a few examples here. So we have 3 different blog posts here. It could be just a headline of a blog post, content idea blog post, and for example, 5 yoga poses for beginners. Depending on the business who create this content, they want to deliver a certain idea that could be yoga is for everyone. So the second content blog post, SEO tips for start. Depending on the business, it could be business like me running this workshop, or it could be some SEO tools, creating this content. Then the idea could be organic traffic can be your competitive edge. And then finally, we have healthy eating snack or recipe. The idea can be small changes can transform your health. So these ideas are the messaging that we want to plant into the audience mind to connect what they are looking for with the solution that we provide, you provide, the business provide. So how do you come up with a good idea and what it means to have a good idea? So here's what a solid, strong ideas do. It inspires action and emotion. That's the first thing. The first layer, the most immediate one. And then it connects with value and belief. And finally, it creates sense of identity and belonging. So you don't need to have like one piece of content that do everything. It can be multiple content that do a different set of action here, different set of layers here. You can move people to take action or can connect people with values. But ultimately, that's what a strong idea do. And the reason why you want to start with ideas and the solid messaging, because that's going to inform your brand and content strategies. You don't come with a bunch of content ideas first before you nail down your messaging and your core idea that you want to deliver to your audience. And finally, you get the paying customer with your brand and content strategy. So the content strategy could be the funnel, the topic, the call to action, and more. So here's how to craft an idea that resonates with your audience. First, you want to understand your audience, know what do they care about, what challenges do they face. And second, simplify your message. You can turn it into something memorable, or how can you break it down into something that they can take action immediately. And finally, this is what I'm saying, make it actionable. So can your audience apply it and see value immediately? So something that they can do and then get the value and reward immediately, that will help you, that will give them a sense of working with you even before actually working with you. So last thing here is that one piece of content can have multiple ideas. Although I do recommend you can limit the numbers of ideas you want to deliver in one piece of content, but usually one idea can be promoted by multiple pieces of content. So you can have one core ideas or one core messaging, and then having multiple pieces of content to promote that one core idea. It's not done like one-to-one. So that's it for this one. Promote ideas. Always remember promote ideas, not just content, and always start your content strategy with understanding what the core messaging that you're going to deliver to your audience. So we move into the second one. I believe everyone here use AI in some way, at least ChatGPT. So a few questions again. Who here thinks AI is scary? Please comment Skynet. Skynet. So Ruben think AI is scary. So who here think AI is exciting? You can comment Sam. SAM, Sam. All right. So most people think AI is exciting. All right, cool. So in case for people who don't know why Skynet is scam, Skynet is the company that destroyed the world in the movie Terminator. So Sam is just Sam Altman is the founder of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. So just a few names to remember. So I think AI is not here to replace you, to replace us, at least not yet. I'm not sure about like 10 years ago, but right now, not yet. It's here to help you create unique, impactful content by doing the heavy lifting. So it's fun and exciting, but it's also scary at the same time. Maybe like, are we going to lose our job? Are we going to get replaced by a robot? Type of scary. Anyway, AI is transforming content and SEO. A few ways that AI do it now is there are a flood of AI generated content everywhere. And Google also push new changes like Google AI Overview that change a little bit how people find your website. Instead of like having rank on the first few page, now you see the AI Overview first. This is a little bit more technical. And also it's very new. So I'm also learning about Google AI Overview now. And lastly, there are new search engine powered by AI, for example, ChatGPT, Perplexity, that I use. I think I used to do some searches on Google, and now I use ChatGPT instead of Google. So that's also kind of like a big change in the industry. But let's flip the script a little bit from this being scary to being excited, especially in terms of SEO and content marketing for two main reasons. So the first reason, AI make same content worthless. So in the past, writer create boring article with only SEO best practices. Of course, it's get harder and harder, but in the early days, you just need to have some keywords in your page and then you'll get ranked, but then it gets harder and harder. But the similarity there is that we just write whatever for the algorithm and that gets boring pretty quickly. And now AI generated content is doing that, and that's competing with the boring articles. People who write these boring articles manually now use AI to generate more boring articles. And that actually make search engine get smart because there are more noise there. At the same time, this search engine also not sitting around to wait to get replaced by AI. So they are also implement AI to their own algorithm. And that's become the scenario where truly great content stand out and get ranked. So what I mean when I say truly great content, I think that's the main question. So to stand out, you want to create content with a strong idea that's unique. First, you want to reflect your voice and also your story. So it's not so much, it's not like templatized content with just all the SEO best practices, but it's something that you add your voice and story to those content. And then second, it need to be personal. You need to speak directly to your audience. You need to have your own personal touch in it. And lastly, you want to be actionable. So sometimes it's very hard to be unique and personal, depending on the frequency that you want to post. Like you might not have that many story to write about, but at least you can try to be as actionable as possible. You can share more example or case study to help people understand what you want to deliver easier. So in order to help your audience to achieve something meaningful. So here's what AI can do. So this is what this is why I'm cheerful with AI when it comes to SEO and also content marketing, because now if let's say you have a solid idea, you have unique, personal, and actionable content, it's easier to get ranked than ever. You are not competing with boring article anymore. So the second reason why you should get excited instead of being afraid is that AI excel at repetitive tasks. So just now, all you need to focus is on being unique, personal, and actionable. Now, what is bad is that you don't even need to do all the boring tasks. So in terms of SEO, AI can help you to do a lot of tasks that you hate or you're not good at. The first thing, like keyword research, you can ask AI for a quick list of keyword ideas for your content based on your core ideas. So, or creating content brief, you can use AI tool to study top ranking posts and provide SEO recommendations so you can focus on the creative direction. So at Sumo and AppSumo, I used to take weeks to do keyword research and create content brief for writer. But now you can do that in days with AI. That's pretty amazing. Lastly, you can do on-page SEO. You can share a content draft and ask AI to optimize meta title, description, structure, and more. You can even ask AI for SEO recommendation if you know nothing about it. Depends on the model that you have. Some might be outdated, but you can at least get a good sense of like how to optimize your site for SEO. A good example is for this webinar, I basically created this presentation with AI, with the help of AI. First, I set a direction, what I'm going to talk about in this webinar and why. The question here I asked is specifically about the slides, how many numbers of slides. So AI ChatGPT created a first draft for me and then recommend me to use 20 to 25, recommend me to use about, I think 20 slides, something like that, 1 minute per slide, but I didn't take its recommendation. I have like 40 to 50 slides here. At the end of the day, I edit it, improve it, and finalize it by adding my personal touch and insight and story and example. So that's how you can speed up the whole the whole process using AI. So what AI brings to the table is this: you now have speed. You can do in minutes what used to take hours, days, or even weeks. You now have scalability. You can manage more tasks without sacrificing quality. In that case, your strategies, your direction, and also your vision become more important because that's what you need to make decision on. And finally, you have support. You can have AI act as your brainstorming partner, your editor, your optimizer, give you feedback, or give you initial draft or initial idea. So you can focus on this treating your vision, what I mentioned just now. You need to create a vision and then AI follow the leads. The vision could be the vision for your business, how you want to convert your customers, your marketing funnel, your core messaging, and also the vision for your content. Your unique perspective, your experiences and insight are replaceable. You need to have stories to tell. If you don't have stories to tell, you can do maybe like a lot of marketing people do is we interview people and then get case study and do example, something unique that only you can provide. And lastly, you can focus on human connection because only you can build the trust and rapport with your audience and customers. So that's how we use AI to make it your ally when it comes to SEO and content marketing. So the last bit, creating great content is just 1/3 of the game. Some people say half of the game, 1/3 of the game. It could be 1/5 of the game. To scale your reach and impact, you need to distribute your way to success. You need to promote it. So people create great content, let's say 10, give it a name, um, and then they wait, and then cricket, and then they ask, Ken asks, I've created content, now what? So anyone here want to be like Ken? No one, right? So if you don't want to be like Ken, you can comment, sorry, Ken. Sorry, Ken, we don't want to be like you. Sorry, Ken. Yep, let's move on. So content at scale doesn't just happen. We need there's some work to make it scale. So of course, at first you need to have a good piece of content, really great one, unique story, have core idea, and then you promote and distribute your content to get the initial um first wave of traffic and readers to your content. And then these people read it, share it, link to your content, and then search engine index your content. It could happen before that, but that's uh, usually how it happens. And then more people read it, share it, and link to your content. And then search engine rank your content higher, and then more people read it, share it, and link to your content. So that's the whole cycle, how you get um, content to rank high on search engine and get the free organic traffic. So let's say creating a great piece of content is just first part of the game. You need to promote and distribute it to get rank. So the first way to promote that and also you don't just promote it once, you want to keep promoting it. That's why that's bring us to the 3B of scaling your content. And the first way to promote your content is to share it with your audience. And that's the first B. You need to build your own audience. So when it comes to building your own audience, that we have two different platforms. One is your own platform. You have more control with the platform. Your audience is not depend on the algorithm. And then we have this borrow platform. It's the social media platform where, example like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and you have more reach on this borrow platform, but you need to play by the algorithm and then make content for the algorithm for the platform specifically. So you want to bring, I also always recommend people to build their own, to build the content on their own platform. Usually that means email lists or WhatsApp lists, and also include your website. So because that's where you convert people into subscribers and also customers. And then the goal to build on borrow platform is to get more reach and then bring people from this social media account into your own website. So some example here is that, for example, like at sumo.com, in the past, when we create a piece of content, we have a content upgrade for almost every piece, like 95% of content that we publish. We have a content upgrade specifically create for that piece of content to get people to subscribe to our email list. And then we can share more content to them. We can promote our sumo.com to them when we have deals or when we have different content that they can help that. So for borrow platform, I think a good example would be people like Gary Wee, where he basically everywhere. And the way he do it is he have a long form content, or like he have core piece of content, and then he break it down into smaller pieces and then distribute in different places. So you can do that too. If let's say you start with a podcast, you can maybe repurpose that into a written blog post to leave it on your website and then break it down into smaller pieces and then to distribute it in different social media content. But the goal is always to bring people back to your own platform, which is your website and your email list, because that's where you sell, and that's where you can provide the most value. So in business, your audience, especially on your own platform, are your long-term asset, because as a business, you don't help everyone. These people are the people who connect with your ideas, and they are the people you need to help with your content and your product or services. Now we move on to the second B, borrow other people's audience. So it's about leveraging other people's audience and SEO juice to scale your own audience or website faster. So there are a few examples here. You can do guest blogging, which is blogging or posting content on other people's blog, and then introduce yourself there, link back to you. One great example is Noel Kagan actually have a few blog posts. The biggest one is on Tim Ferriss blog that get a lot of reader from the blog and also get a lot of SEO juice from that. And then you can do it through partnership and collaboration, newsletter feature, get feature on other people's newsletter, podcast mention and feature, and digital PR is a good one to get feature on a major publication that have provide a stronger domain ranking to your own website. So the goal here is twofold. So first one, you want to get people to land on your site after consuming your content on other people's site, and then they come to your own content and website. So more people read it, more people share it, and more people link to it. So the second one, you get backlinks from this website. Backlinks are still a great signal for search engine to rank your content. And these are the right way to get high quality backlinks to your website. There are more strategies to get backlinks, but these are the way you start with, which is borrow people content. So also when you first started, it's easier to borrow other people's content because that taps into the audience who already trust a creator or a brand instead of starting brand new. For example, I can get more participants to this webinar, hosting it through Daily CMO, because I don't have a big brand or audience on the topic of marketing. My blog talks mainly about productivity and self-improvement. So to share about SEO and content marketing to the right people, I tap into Daily CMO audience. So these awkward photos again. The other reason is when I tell story about working with Noel and also get published on Lifehacker and Business Insider, I gain instant credibility. So that's the reason why borrow audience from other people is a great way to start, because you get audience that trust a creator and brand already, and then you get instant credibility. So now the last B, I started this webinar saying this is to build a free customer acquisition channel. Somehow it's not 100% true. I lie. Nothing is free. No traffic on the internet is free. So at AppSumo and at Sumo and AppSumo, we actually spend about $1,000 to $2,000 US just working with writers and editors. So and that's for every single blog post. Like one blog post, we spend about $2,000 US. So and also at one point we spend like 20K to promote a single piece of content. So this example here, this is a case study about how Tony Robbins do his online marketing, where it's written by the previous head of content, which I learned a lot from him. His name is Chris. And we know this post is so good that we want to get the initial traffic to the post. That's why we just spend money on them, on this post. When we get this traffic, and also we know it's so good that we can convert them into email subscribers and also customer for us. So that's a more straightforward way to amplify your content to get to the right people quickly. That spin the whole cycle, get more people to read it, get more people to share it, and then link to it. But there's some tips if you want to use this strategy. First thing first, you want to understand your funnel. This buying traffic to your content works better for brand than individual creator, especially brand with a clear customer journey and funnel. You know how you are going to convert these people. Anyway, you need to have funnel before you start anyway, because you just don't want to create a bunch of content without having a clear way to turn people into your email subscriber and then turn people to customer. So you want to have a clear way to begin with, but for buying traffic to your content, you want it to be even more predictable. And then second, you always want to test before invest. Start testing with a smaller budget and only scale the successful campaign and successful content. And lastly, you want to get creative. It's not just the major ad platform. It's not just Meta, Google, or Twitter. You want to test different channel, for example, sponsor content like podcast or newsletter. Or there's one tool that I use called Q Promote that you can pay and put your content to the web platform, and then people will take those web content and share it. It's a strange. It's not new. It's like a few years ago. Anyway, that's some tips that you can use money to buy traffic to your content, and then convert them to become your email subscribers and customers. So that's it for the three big core idea. And here's a wrap up. First, you want to promote ideas, not just content. Focus on compelling, impactful ideas that resonate with your audience. Second, you want to use AI as your ally. Use it to save time. Use it to amplify your creativity. And lastly, the three Bs to scale your content. You want to build your list. You want to borrow audiences from others people. And then if you have a very solid, predictable funnel, you can buy targeted exposure to your content. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Building a free customer acquisition channel isn't a dream, it's a system. And now you have the framework to get started. So that's it for my sharing today. I will get it back to Ruben.
All right, first thing off, I want to say thank you, Dean. And I know what you shared here is just like 1% of what you're gonna what you have inside you, man. I took down some notes. So again, thank you all for being here. We'll stop now for some questions, right? But before I get to that, again, I have some questions as well. So I'm gonna ask them to Dean. So I know we have gone past the 30 minutes. So again, thank you for being here. But I want to take like, like this 3 minutes of your time to let you know that we're running a workshop next week, and I'll give you some details about it so you know what's going on, right? So again, this is like a rush workshop, right? It's like a out of the blue. It's like, hey, let's run a workshop before the year ends. I think it's going to be fun. So yeah. All right. So I don't know if you're looking at the right screen. If not, just let me know. I'll switch it around. Okay. So anyway, again, like I said, this is a rush workshop, right? And I know Dean has a lot in his engine to share, and whatever he shared today is just like, honestly, it's just like 1%, right? He hasn't gone down to the technical details, the actual practical do how. And I understand because it's just a half an hour of today, so we can't go too much. But I know Dean has a lot in his engine, right? Okay, let me just switch this apart. Boop, should be great. Okay. All right. So Dean, if you'd like to know more about him, he writes at deanyong.com. And I've read his stuff before I even know him, right? And I thought like, wow, this is amazing stuff, right? And there are not many Malaysians who do this, at least not so many that I've met. Only a handful who do this like seriously. So I thought that is amazing. So Dean reaches like an international audience as well, right? And something that he didn't mention to you is that he used to be very, very popular on Quora. That people even ask like, how does Dean Yeo make money? So like, I thought like that was pretty cool, and I have to share that, right? So I know that Dean has a lot to share, right? And we thought like, let's run a physical full day workshop together where we're going to talk about SEO and help people to do content marketing, right? Because I think it's untapped. And that's one of my questions to you as well, Dean. I think it's a very untapped source of traffic in Malaysia, at least in Malaysia, because not many people are doing it. A lot of people are focused on social media and paid ads, which are working. But what if they add a third source of traffic, which is SEO? And it has worked very well for me. And I thought that a lot more people should actually capitalize on that as well, right? So we have a surprise workshop just next week, right? It's called Search and Scale. I don't know how we came out on name, but it's Search and Scale, meaning yeah, you get the idea. It's a one-day workshop, a full day one from 9 a.m. up to 4:30 p.m. A lot to go through. And the goal of the workshop is to help you to open a new channel for clients to your business, right? And most businesses can benefit from SEO, right? So it's gonna be a workshop like this. This is not the actual picture of the workshop. Don't get me wrong. This is one of the workshops that I did last week, but just to give you an idea of how it will look like in that workshop, right? It's a physical workshop, right? To give you an idea, it's going to be focused on 4 core modules. Again, we have planned out the whole module. This is just a sneak peek of it, but the 4 modules is this, right? There is SEO fundamentals, which you go through, and I think before doing anything at all, most people just jump into content, right? But if your site is not searchable, it's not indexable, then everything you do in content land is not useful. So SEO fundamentals comes in really important in first place. It's like the Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? You set that first. Then you go on to the on-page SEO, which is what you do on the page. And then we look at content creation, which is like the bulk of SEO, and looking at distribution. So in fact, distribution should come in on the at the 80% of effort that you put inside your SEO process. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dean. Yeah. Okay. So details very quickly, right? I'll run through this quickly with you. It's a physical workshop, like in person, face to face, and it's gonna be conducted by Dean and myself. So I'll also be co-teaching this workshop and sharing with you what I know in the world of SEO. All right. Now there's going to be an online community as well. I'm going to show you our new online community, which I'm really, really proud of. And it's going to be on the 18th of December. Just wondering if I'm not actually less than that, 6 days from now on Wednesday, right? And it goes from 9 a.m. to 4:30. And because we're a member of Common Ground, we have, preferable rates for the meeting rooms and the training rooms in Common Ground KL Eco City. And that means we're able to bring down the investment cost of the workshop, right? We'll also be recording the entire workshop, so there'll be opportunities for you to revise and go through some bonus content. So bonus content is really important. It's something that I wish I had as an SEO because these are things like templates. So like Google Sheet templates, forms that we use when we do SEO. Like when you do keyword research, where do you put in those data into, right? So these are things that we want to give out. And I know Dean has a lot of this under his arm. He's just not sharing that in this webinar today yet. So Dean, you got to share during the workshop, okay? So anyway, the workshop is going to be priced at 1,497 ringgit. That's a one-time investment, and you'll be in it for lifetime, right? Now, here's how the new community looks like. So we have set up a new community, and it's complete, much neater than the earlier community that we had. Now it has a feed space, just like Facebook. We have spaces, which are literally like groups for people to communicate and bounce ideas. And then we have courses where the courses will lie in. So these are where the recordings and the bonus stuff will go into. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of this new community that we have. And it's really solid. It works on your desktop. It works on your mobile. Yeah. Okay. The workshop is on the 18th, yeah, from Thomas. So, by the way, we also have this thing. So I'm so sure that this workshop will work for most people. And when I say workshop, and I don't call it a course, right? I call it a workshop because when we go to a workshop, you get to work, you put in the work. And it's through the work where we see the magic happens, right? And because you're putting in the work, following the implementation plan, there's a 30 days love it or leave it guarantee. And that means if you go and try the whole workshop, right? Implement what we ask you to do, or just do something, right? From the lessons in there. And if there's no results, here's what I will do, right? I'll return your fees and also your day rate, your day rate for wasting your time. Okay. And the reason we are able to do this is because I know this stuff works, right? It's just putting in the work, following a proper system of doing it. Okay, so going to quickly recap, right? So this is what is in search and scale, right? So there will be the core content, there will be an implementation plan. The community is something that I think is super fun, super important, where you can actually work with the others and ask questions. Live group calls, we should put in as bonuses. And then there are an outsourced and delegation guide. So this is important because as a business owner, you don't want to do all those nitty gritty yourself, right? You want to be able to delegate and outsource this away. You probably want to know what part of the SEO process can you outsource and what part of the SEO process can you not outsource, which one you should do yourself, right? But before you even start outsourcing or delegating them away, you need to have an understanding of how SEO would work for your business, right? And of course, the templates as well. All right. So, typically some people put in like value, this cost, like, how much, how much, how much. I'm not going to do that. I'm just putting some weird stuff here, but you get the idea. Okay. But here's the value, right? What if you just get like 3 to 5 clients from Google in the next month, right? And I'm not saying this like a quick to get rich kind of like scheme. It's not. You do have to put in the work. Okay. So finally, your next steps is this. We are opening up pre-sale for the workshop at 997 instead of 1497. And this helps us to validate the workshop as well, right? And it's going to be on the 18th of December. That's a Wednesday. And it's going to be at Common Ground, KL Eco City. I'll send in the link inside the chat. Or if you want to go straight to the link, it's davidcmo.net/SEO. All right. Now let's go back into our Q&A. Oh, by the way, the pre-sale ends at tonight, midnight. All right. So let's go back into Q&A and let's answer questions that we might have in the chat section. All right. So you can ask your questions right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually ask questions to Dean that I've already written down here. And yeah, and Dean, you can answer them, okay? So one of my question is, you talk about
Yeah.
SEO in AppSumo, right? Um,
Yep.
how much of it was in-house and how much of it was outsourced outside for the AppSumo team in terms of SEO?
Yeah, so for us, we basically have the strategy in-house, and then we have the content creation team. Usually the writers and also the editor is outsourced. So this is for the content SEO part of it. And then actually this year I moved into a little bit of like product managing position for SEO, and that's where we split a little bit where we have like SEO consultant to consult us on a little bit more technical and also um, technical part of it, and then we implement the product management part of creating this thing. So back to your question, for AppSumo content creation, we outsource the writers and also the editors, and then we ourselves do all the direction, the
Hmm.
where we're to go. We create a content brief for the writers.
Okay. So you create the content brief for the writers, and you figure out what to write about at the company.
Yep.
Okay. Good one. Now, follow-up question to that one, right? Um, are blogs still relevant? So I think this is something that a lot of people would have in their mind right now that we market usually on places like TikTok, Instagram, social media generally, and also paid ads. And blogs are like slowly, losing its popularity per se. I still read a lot of articles online, but I'm wondering, and I still write them as well, right? But I'm wondering, in your opinion, right, do you think blogs are slowly going away, dying, or what's like what the outlook like in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, so I think it's not going anywhere very soon. But I would say it's more scattered around where in the past for a lot of you can have only like one blog and then a website, and then you can reach a ton of people. But now you need to do slightly more. You need to be in more places to get the reach. That's why the distribution come in. You need to repurpose your content to have it on others' platform, and then you need to bring people back to your own content. It also depends on the industry you are in. If let's say you are SaaS, it's if let's say you're SaaS, you might have like a different funnel that blog might make more sense. If let's say you have SEO, depend on the product that you sell, a blog could make sense. So if let's say you need to educate your audience before they make the buying decision. But the other way, even you are SaaS or like e-commerce or any other businesses, you still have a website. So um, you still need to like optimize your website for SEO, for example, the product page, the landing pages. In another way, you also need the blog to supplement where you build links from other website. So if let's say you have a product page, very little website want to link to your website product page because you're not adding any value. But with a blog, with
Mm.
some valuable content, more people will talk about you, and then you can be um, the industry leader and the thought leader.
So obviously this takes time, right? Like you're talking about link building and people linking back to you because you have a content post that is really good, right? But I'm curious, do you do active link building or is it more natural, more organic?
I would say it's more of like you want to the best way to do link building is to start with like a really great piece of content. to give people a reason why they're the link to you. And then it's more about promoting it to more people to read it. So promoting to more people to read it, it's one thing where you can get people to see it and then maybe go into your funnel. But the other thing is that you can promote to more targeted people like others blog manager in your industry to see if there's any collaboration that you can do and then to get people to link to you. So I would say yes, you can you if let's say you have the capacity, do some active link building, but again, you'll begin with really great piece of content. If let's say you have really good one, maybe you don't even need to like talk to anyone or ask, they will just link to you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Some
Recently,
example would be like, I would say some example would be like, if let's say you have some data study kind of post where you share some very unique data that no one's have. For example, at sumo.com, we used to, because that's a lot of website using sumo.com, right? So we have like um, thousands and hundreds of thousands of website on how the pop-up works. So we can create a post called pop-up statistic where no one can create that post. And then every other post want to talk a little bit about email marketing and pop-up, they will link to our statistic post. That's how that happened naturally without we do anything.
I think that's the strategy that a lot of media companies use as well. We're talking about like Star, Malaysia, Kini, right? What they do is they create
Yeah,
like a research, a case study, a white paper, right? For example,
yeah,
since we have a lot of fitness people here, uh, the obesity rate in Malaysia, something like that, right? They create
yeah,
one long ass content on their site, and then they break it down into
yeah,
small little chunks that they distribute on social media. And then what happens then is that when people click on that social media, it brings them back to the long piece content, and then they have to subscribe, or they have to buy, or they have to do something to get to see the whole thing. And then that's the sort of like the funnel, right?
yeah. That's right.
Okay, okay. We're gonna answer maybe one more before we go off. So if there's no other questions, I'm gonna from the floor. I'm just gonna leave me with one more questions, and then we're gonna go and call it a day. Yeah, because we are really way beyond our time right now. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's do two. Okay. One. I see one from Emmanuel, so I'm gonna ask that, and then we're gonna go for mine. Okay. I'm gonna go for mine. So number one here is the from Emmanuel. Does social media content influence SEO results?
Yeah. So I think the question it depends on how I put it in two ways. The first one is no. If let's say you are thinking about like posting on social media and then have link from social media to your website, and does that going to um change or like get the SEO juice to your SEO your content or your website? That's no. Um, link from social media site doesn't count. Like search engine knows that. But the other way is that if let's say you use social media to amplify your brand or like to share a good piece of content to get people into your funnel, then yes, it would be a good one to use. So that's not so directly to SEO result, but more of like to your business result. So that's my take on that.
Okay. Um, yeah, there's one more from Reese here, right? Is property industry suitable for the workshop? As currently my boss is really emphasized on Facebook ads to get leads. Um, yeah, so let me answer that, and I'll get Dean's opinion on that as well. Okay, so now here's what I think. Leads. Facebook ads is one of the fastest ways to get leads. I won't deny that. I think that's a great source of traffic, right? And in marketing they say that the company who can spend most to acquire a customer wins, right? But when it comes to SEO, it takes a little bit longer. Yeah. But I think once you have that benefit of ranking, right? It's gonna give you like so it's like growing a tree, right? It takes some time, but once that tree starts fruiting, then you get all the benefits of that labor, right? And the thing is, SEO can be something that you don't put like 80% of your marketing effort. You can put a small bit to it and even delegate stuff away so that you don't spend too much time doing it actively, right? But over time, it compounds, right? And I've seen it in so many areas in the products and businesses that I run and also help. I think it's like something that you don't see right now, but then 10 months later, you feel like, I should have done it like 10 months ago. That sort of thing, you know, that feeling. Dean, what is your take?
Yeah, so I will say for property industry, so the short answer is yes, but the reason why is that it depends on industry. If let's say for marketing, like digital marketing, if let's say you put content and you want to go into SEO, a lot of the time you are competing with like the world. So there's a lot of great content in the West that if let's say I put up SEO content or maybe like email marketing piece of blog post, I'm basically competing with the whole world. But for property, I would say it's really good opportunity because it's more local, where you can create content really target for only Malaysia instead of like competing with the whole world. That's one thing that it's beneficial in that sense. It's easier, and also the other thing is that if let's say for digital marketing or like making money online, that's thousands of like content out there. But for property, I feel like the competition is very low. Like if let's say you go in the search for content about like you search for content about property nowadays, like you might land on the Age or especially in Malaysia, Property Guru, iProperty, but that's pretty much it. So um I just feel like that's a lot of opportunity there if let's say you can understand your audience enough and then create some really impactful content for them.
Yeah, we can. Thanks. I hope that answers the question, Reese. Let's go for Emmanuel's question, right? I have one more. Hope it's all right. Yes, it's all right, Emmanuel. We're here for you. When you say an idea can be promoted by multiple pieces of content, does that mean promoting it in different forms, videos, TikTok, or breaking it down into several blog posts? Yeah, exactly that, right? I think in regards with your earlier question, posting it on social media does not directly affect SEO per se, right? But it's the indirect benefits that you get out of it because you start driving people through your post to your page, right? And it's exactly what I did for this webinar as well. When we put up this webinar, we promoted it on our social media channels and our email, right? And we did this like a day before, so there's no SEO benefits here. There's no ads that we run, but the social media bits and pieces that broken down from a longer form of content actually help us draw some people into our own audience, from borrowed audience to own audience. Dean, you have something? Or you're good?
Yeah, so I would say like just to clarify a little bit, you can interchange the word idea with messaging. So when I say like you can promote an idea or messaging with multiple pieces of content, is that you can basically spin it with different topic or different blog posts or like different content pieces to deliver the same idea. So for example, um if you think about like some very big name like speaker or anything, like let's say Tony Robbins, maybe he's delivering a certain belief and maybe about suffering, about self-improvement. But you can see he put into let me use another example. For example, Gary Vee, he talks about social media. He even talks about how social media changed the world, but he put it in different pieces, like different content, different headline, different hooks. But the idea is still the same. So that's what I mean there. Where, for example, the example that I showed just now, yoga is for everyone. One of the content piece is 5 yoga posts for beginner, but you can have different blog posts like how to practice yoga safely. That's also deliver the same idea where yoga is for everyone. So that's basically what I mean. Like you can have your core idea or core messaging first, and then you can work on different content ideas and also keywords from there.
Okay, and my last question and the last question for today, it's 11. We've taken like double the time. So sorry guys again, but thank you for being here. And the last question is, how untapped is SEO in Malaysia? Now, in my personal opinion, I think it's very untapped, right? And it's actually relatively quite easy to rank in Malaysia because your competition is so low. I think it's very untapped, and we can see this from the search data in from any Google keyword planner or any keyword tool. You see there's search volume in Malaysia, but nobody is really fighting for those ranking in Malaysia. Not that much at least. What's your take, Dean, before we close this
Yeah,
topic?
Yeah, so I think I agree with you what you just say. Like it's very untapped. I think there's like two ways there. One way is depends on the keyword you're gonna go after. It you might be competing with the whole world instead of just people in the Malaysia. But if let's say you know like your audience, the bad things there, competition is high. The good thing there is that let's say you win, you can maybe expand your business outside of Malaysia. You can go to the whole global scene. But if let's say you know you only want to go for people in Malaysia, then that I think that's very promising there because um, there's a many you can do there. Like what we say there, great content, SEO optimization, and content promotion and distribution. None of it is like getting implemented to the max in Malaysia, like company. If you look at like company in US, like they really deep into that, but we're not doing it here in Malaysia right now.
Okay, so I'm just answering some chat there. So anyway, hope that you enjoyed this session. Now that I'm sure there's going to be more questions coming on later on, but feel free to comment on the blog, I guess, and we'll be sending some like emails all to you. And hopefully we'll see you in the workshop next week. And it's going to be amazing, I think, and it's going to be, I don't know, maybe game changing. I'll say use the word game changing to your business because these are like actual proven strategies that actually work. So again, thank you again for being here. Hope you have a great Thursday forward and see you soon. Thanks, and thank you, Dean, for your time as well on this call. So thank you.